Welcome back to the Master Your Mindset podcast. It is a new year. It is a new season. It's good to be back. We are in season 3. I am so happy to be here. I hope you've all had a good holiday period. I hope you've all set some goals for yourself. I hope that you are creating some good momentum towards achieving your goals because 2024 feels big. Can I just tell you, it feels big for me, and I hope it feels big for you. I hope that 2024 is the year that you execute and achieve the goals that you want to achieve this year. But not only do I hope this for you, I want to help you. And this is why I have chosen today's topic for this episode to be about my 5-step process on how I achieve my goals and how I help my own clients achieve their goals too. This is a very potent and powerful process that you're going to want to take notes on because trust me, it works. I have had some beautiful client transformations. I have had some of my own transformations within my own life, and this is exactly the process that I take to achieve my goals. So let's get straight into it. So number one is strategize. Now, so when I'm doing this with my clients, I will always ask them 5 to 10 questions just to really gauge what they are saying. I want to hear what they are saying, but I also want to hear what they are not saying. I want to see where there are limiting beliefs, where there are fears of maybe not actually wanting to reach that goal, where there are secondary beliefs. But essentially, what I do is just ask 5 to 10 questions to really understand exactly what I am going to need to do to help them achieve their goals. Now, number one is more so a step in the process that I take for my clients. But what I would say here for yourself is to strategize as well, but do it in a different way. So, still asking yourself those questions when you're doing it by yourself. Ask yourself 5 to 10 questions like, what is it? Why do I want this? Like, what fears could come up for me? What could potentially stop me? And just really understand what blocks could come in your way to actually stop you from achieving that goal so we can start to navigate them now, figure out what we're going to do in real time if they do come up, but just really strategizing like, what is it that I want and why? But this also comes into number two. And number two is going deeper into the why of the specific goal that you have set. Why do we do this? Because you want to understand on a deeper level why you want this goal. You want to feel into a feeling of that what you are trying to achieve when you achieve this goal. Because usually it's never really about the outcome of the goal. It's actually about the feeling that you have inside. So you are always trying to seek a feeling, but we actually want to understand. And the reason that we want to understand is because this will actually help us to find that internal drive. If we really are hungry for something, we know exactly what it is and why it is that we want it and what feeling we want from this. That is going to create a really strong hunger within us, and that internal motivation will stay throughout the entire process and the entire journey of you achieving your goals. Now, if we don't go deeper into this why, all you know is that you have a goal. And to be honest, that's it. It stays there at that surface level. There is going to be no hunger and no drive to actually achieving this goal. It's just simply a goal that you have set. So we want to go deeper into the why. Number 3 is that we want to create milestones. Now, this is such a cool part because this is when we start to see how exactly this is going to work. So, create your goal or set your goal, understand the why, and then we want to create a time frame for it. So let's just say the time frame is 1 year. It's going to take me 1 year to get this specific goal. Okay, cool. Now we want to create milestones. So we want to completely break it down in different time lengths. So for example, it's like, okay, what do I need in 9 months' time to be working towards that year goal? What do I need? Where do I need to be in life? What do I need to have achieved by the 6 month period that is actually helping me to get to my 1 year goal? What do I need in the next 3 months to achieve, to do, to have, and to execute so that it is helping me get to that 6 month goal. And that 6 month goal is helping me to get to that 9 month goal. And the 9 month milestone is helping me get to the last year long goal, right? So each of these breakdowns, so the 3 months, the 6 months, the 9 months, they are milestones, right? Where do we want to be in this time? And when we get to the next step, you can start to create the game plan of how you're actually going to achieve each of these milestones. Another thing that you could do, it doesn't necessarily have to be in a time frame, but what you can do is have a series of things that you need to have, obtain, or achieve, or know, or understand by a certain point, so that you can achieve that last goal, that end goal. So it's all about breaking it down and creating milestones for yourself. Number 4, and I briefly touched on it, but is creating your game plan. Okay, so now that we understand exactly what it is that we are striving for, we understand what we are working towards, what the goal is, we know why, we know the feeling we are searching for, and we have broken it down into milestones. Now we want to create the game plan. And so to create the game plan, you look at each milestone and you see exactly what it is you need to achieve or where in life you need to be by that certain point, that certain breakdown, that certain milestone that you have created for yourself. And we can start to make an action plan. And the important thing about this game plan, this action plan, is that it's not necessarily going to be action steps to take, right? It can be things, and most of the time, what I find with my clients and with myself is that it is a mindset shift that needs to be put in place. It's a belief that needs to be rewritten. It's something that is around your mindset that actually just needs to be understood. And it's the mix of taking tangible action steps. So, for example, let's just say that my goal is to put a $100,000 deposit on a house in a year's time, right? Where do I need to be, or how much money do I need to have by the 9 month point, the 6 month point, the 3 month point? Okay, cool. This is the amount of money. You can, you work it out, you calculate it. Okay, cool. So if I have done nothing towards that right now, what action steps can I take in this next 3 months to be well on my way to achieving that goal? Okay, let's just say I need to go and I need to start up a bank account where I put my savings in. I need to go and have a meeting with a finance manager to see where I'm at and how much I need to save up and how much I have currently now. And then there's also the side where your mindset is of like, why do you think that you can't have that? Why have you not got that already? Like actually understanding what is coming up for you in real time to understand like where your mindset needs to shift. Maybe you are spending a lot of money on pampering, massages, nail appointments, spa appointments. That's actually not getting you anywhere near close to your goal of having the $100,000 deposit by the next year. Okay. So it's like now figuring out like how we can shift our priorities, shift our values, and shift our mindset around that because it's a big change, right? So we need to start learning about the difference between instant gratification versus delayed gratification, and we need to start putting systems in place, right? So that can be the 3 month goal, like the action steps, the action plan, or the game plan that you are working towards during that next 3 months. And then we go to the next 3 months and the 3 months after that. What are the action steps that I can take, tangible and mindset shifts that I can take that is going to help me get one step closer to that next milestone, where that next milestone is the next step to getting and achieving my end goal. And number 5 is execution. Okay, it's all good and well to know what we want, to know why we want it, to break it all down, but we don't want to half-ass it, right? We don't want to go through all of this effort in creating the game plan, creating the milestones, understanding exactly why we want it, even setting the goal. We don't want to half-ass that and actually not execute the goal. So, this next part is execution. And what I will say to this is there's two things that I want to highlight under this section of execution. It is self-discipline and accountability. Okay. So we want to keep ourselves accountable. What you can do is you can put in systems in place to keep yourself accountable, whether that be alarms, whether that be reminders, whether that be hiring a coach to help you stay accountable, whether it's having an accountability buddy, telling them exactly what you need to do by what time so that they can be onto you and hold you accountable as well. The next part with that is the self-discipline, right? So you need to figure out how to tap into your inner self-discipline if you truly want that. So we're going back to the step number 2 of going deeper into your why. If you truly want this and you are truly hungry for this goal, you will be able to tap into that self-discipline and create action steps for you to actually move forward and execute this goal. So that concludes the 5-step process. So we have step number 1, strategize. Step number 2, go deeper into your why. Step number 3, break it down and create milestones for yourself. Step number 4, create your game plan. And step number 5, execute. Execute, execute, execute with accountability and self-discipline. I'm hoping this makes sense for you. This honestly is the process that it truly works. It's worked for myself, it's worked for my clients, and I will forever use it on both myself and my clients. So what I want to say to conclude this, it's an extra little bonus part, is we're going back to number 2. Step number 2, going deeper into your why. If you come to the end when you are executing and you realize that your why wasn't strong enough to hold yourself accountable, to hold that self-discipline, and you realize that the why isn't strong enough to make you too hungry to actually execute your goal, I want you to rethink the goal that you have set for yourself. Do you truly want this? And if you do truly want this, you really have some mindset work to do around this. There is some internal work that you need to do around this. There are some reasons that you don't think that you can have this, you don't think you can do this. And look, that could vary. There could be so many different reasons why. So for that, I recommend to hire a mindset coach. But then if you actually realize, I don't really want this, some of the reasons that people set goals for themselves that they don't really want is the fact that it seems like the next step in life, or it's a goal that someone else has set and that seems like the thing to do, right? Then you need to rethink it and like, what do I actually want? If I don't actually want this, it's totally okay to change it up and set a new goal for yourself. What do you want? Not what everyone else wants, not what society thinks is the next step in your life because you're at a certain age or a certain stage in your life, right? I want that to be a reminder to you. I want you to stay in your own lane and I want you to think about what it is that you want, right? So this 5-step process will work. I'm telling you right now, the 5-step process that we've just gone through will work for you if you truly want the thing that you have set your goal for. And the last thing that I want to say about goals is that I really, really like to set goals because it gives me that thing to look forward to, right? We don't necessarily have to always have goals. We can just be at a stage in life where we are flowing through it, letting things happen, just doing what we're doing, right? However, the reason that I like to set goals, and this is one of my own human needs, is that I like growth, personal growth, and just striving for something and having that next thing. If I say I want something, I'm going to get it. So I like to set goals because of that. It gives you something to strive for. I want to say the thing about time frame. I said earlier, create yourself a time frame. I really want to tell you and give you permission to not attach yourself to the time frame, okay? So we create a time frame to create drive and momentum for us so that we know exactly where we need to be at what stage. The time frame is to create structure. However, if you are someone who finds that you attach yourself to that time frame and all you do with your life is just work towards your goals and not nourish any other areas of your life, Are you really enjoying your life? Or are you solely living for the next thing, right? Because the thing is with goals, we want to create them because we want to have more. We always want to strive for more, but only if we are satisfied with the life that we have. Why do we want to solely be focusing on a goal? We don't. We don't want to solely be focusing on one specific goal because that is going to make it mean something about us. I am this when I achieve this, right? What I want you to do is make sure that you are enjoying your life around you currently. You are finding that balance between striving for your goals, working towards your goals, executing your goals, but also enjoying the journey. What is the point in achieving a goal if we had a miserable journey on the way to it? And so, on that note, I'm going to tell you about my free workshop that I am hosting on the 7th of February, 2024. I'm so excited about this workshop. It's called The Execution, and it's pretty much we will be creating your game plan to execute your goals this year. So, if you can kind of picture this, everything that we've talked about today, but we are actually going deeper into it and we are applying it to our lives, that is what this execution workshop is going to be about. We're going to be actually exploring the deeper why of your goal that you currently have. We're going to be creating your game plan, and we're also going to be looking at potential hurdles that can come up for you in the future on your journey to executing your goal. So, I'm going to give you everything that you need to achieve your goals this year. And I'm also going to set you up for the potential hurdles. I don't want to deliver this masterclass and leave you with potential hurdles coming up, challenges 3 months down the track, and you having no idea how to navigate them. I am going to help you so that in real time, if and probably when those challenges and those hurdles do come up, you're going to understand exactly how to navigate them so that it doesn't shake you from achieving your goals. Because, like I said in the very beginning of this podcast episode, I hope you achieve all of your goals this year that you have set for yourself. But not only do I hope, I am going to help you. So, if you want to sign up to this free masterclass, this free workshop where we will be workshopping your game plan for your goals to execute and achieve, you can sign up through the link in the show notes below. You can go over to my link in my bio in my Instagram. The link will be there. And you can also send me a DM. Just send me a little DM asking for the link, and I will happily give it to you because it's going to be a party. I am so excited. I want as many people as possible to actually achieve the goals that they set for themselves this year, rather than saying that they have goals, not achieving them, coming around to 2025 and creating the exact same goals. That is not the vibe. The vibe for this year is execution, and we're going to execute more than you even know. So that is it for today's podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Jump into my DMs with all of your breakthroughs, all of your realizations, whatever it is. I love to hear from you. And on that note, I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a 5-star rate and review because this helps this podcast get up in the algorithm so we can share the messages far and wide. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next week.